Good morning, Busy Bees. It's Thursday, August 6, 2026. Here's your morning news rundown in under 5 minutes. Iran and Oman are reportedly in final stages of a tentative agreement that could begin reopening the Strait of Hormuz. The two countries have agreed on geographical coordinates of a proposed shipping route through the waterway. Under the proposal, ships entering the Persian Gulf would travel through a route overseen by Iran, while vessels leaving would use a route overseen by Oman. Iran has also pushed for service fees connected to security and environmental protection, something that the United States strongly opposes. The draft still requires approval from Iran's leadership before it can take effect. This as Donald Trump in a speech says we may have to raise the oil prices again. This is him setting the stage to make billions for himself and his friends. He's heavily invested in the oil industry and other industries related to his job, which should be illegal, as well as, beholden to these people for billions of dollars they have donated to his re-election and misgivings. I don't know. So they bought time with the head of the regime, allegedly. That's what I'm saying. The Senate committee is set to vote today. For what reason? Well, to fine Anthony Fauci in contempt of Congress, which is very interesting. Even when Republicans and other Democrats who come to testify, they always give a non-answer. So they're answering the question with a non-answer. Are they held in contempt? He pled the fifth, which is his right last time I checked, right? Self-implication. You don't have to answer the question if you feel like you're going to be implicated in something. Not saying that he is implicated. I'm saying that he's playing the game that they put on the board. Anyway, we should see. Rand Paul is on a tangent, and we'll see how it goes. I expect them to find him guilty. Let's go on to racism. Deep-rooted medical bias is killing addiction patients. So more bias is a thing. I've experienced it as a Hispanic person. My husband has experienced it as an African American. More recently, we went to the emergency room for him before his last incident. He had a torn calf muscle. Now, we didn't know that. He was in extreme amount of pain. He was limping. We go to the emergency room here in New York, and they treated him very poorly. They treated him like he was a freaking drug addict. Meanwhile, there was a lady sitting there getting dilaudid for a migraine. She was not Hispanic or African American. It wasn't until testing came back that he was approached by the doctor. We were seeing the physician assistant at first, but then the doctor came after his test results came back, and then there was a kerfuffle because they realized this man has been in pain sitting in this emergency room for 2 to 3 hours. Now, my husband doesn't like pain medication. That's his choice. And, he's like, just what can I do, without any of those other highly addictive drugs. So anyway, it does happen. This is not a surprise. People are dying. Women are dying, especially Black women, in child labor. And something needs to be done with this medical bias. It is a worldwide problem, just not a national problem. Let's go back on to the head of the regime who likes to stay in the news. So he is doubling down on perpetrators marring the National Mall by cutting up with razor blades the reflecting pool, and it's not his fault. And all of this as Janine Pirro has dropped charges for several individuals who were originally charged with damaging the reflecting pool because it is his fault. He chose a cheapy choppy company, and this is what we get, a cheapy choppy job. Anyway, those are the stories that I'm going to cover.